Hispanics are causing panic, baby. Let's do it.
11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. What a fight! I think Canelo won it. Juan, the Hispanic causing panic, Lascano.
Thanks to those joining me live and to those that will be joining me on archive. DStyleBoxing here. How's it going, everybody? Boxing aficionados, boxing fans. How's it going? Shout out to Nadeem. I appreciate the membership. You guys can join the DStyle membership for as low as 99 cents a month. And I appreciate everyone who's joined as low as that. And you can support the channel. Nadeem out there as a golden dragon, so much appreciation to you. Also, by Tuesday, I should have a lot of the icons, like a lot of the like different, like, you know, the little emojis or whatever with the HCP logos and all that good stuff. Might have figured out how's it going. A-Rod Boxeo. Contra was it was okay. Check it out. Check it out. I'm going to review a lot of the things I've already reviewed. So I just, for those who have listened to my take, keep in mind that and nothing's changed. But just to kind of elaborate a little bit and put some perspective and because there's the narratives don't stop. They keep moving and moving. And like they just don't stop. So we got to keep saying the truth to combat that. You know, we got to be that resistance. No, I'm not watching that right now. High and low. I appreciate the support, brother. El boxeo se habla con estilo. The sport boxing, speak it with style. I appreciate the support, brother. Check it out, guys. I don't want to divert. I want to stay the course here. And I apologize if I sneeze or anything. I do have allergies at the moment, so I think it's all the bullshit. Like I'm allergic to it, and it just like I wanted to. I was like, is it the dust out here? Is it the grass? What the hell's going on? I think it's all the bullshit. Has me sniffing and sneezing. Just allergic to it, you know. Right now, guys, this fight, according to reports, has the negotiations for the fight, at least for Mexican Independence Day weekend, has fallen apart. So it doesn't necessarily mean that the negotiations are completely dead, because I haven't seen anywhere, not even from the Plant side, saying they're dead. But they may be going to take another route, a detour. It doesn't mean that the fight is completely dead. All right. Maybe if they both have another fight and there's a scare in the middle of one of those fights, maybe, you know, one of them, whatever, will come to the senses or whatever you want to say. Maybe a kid of Plant gets clipped with a really good shot and almost gets knocked out. Maybe that will convince him to just say, you know what? I better just take this payday. I better do that. Right? Boxing dollar. Maybe you will. I don't know. Stephen Jesus, what's up? JC, how's it going? So it doesn't mean that the fight is over. It doesn't mean the fight is dead. It could still happen in December. It could still, like, the fight could still happen, guys. There's some good to this happening because now a lot of guys have come out of the woodworks and now they're high on Plant. All of a sudden, Plant's the shit. All of a sudden, Plant is the white in shining armor. All of a sudden, Plant is a savior of all. All of a sudden, Plant is this bona fide mover that Canelo fears. I'm glad you all came out and said that because you weren't saying that when it appeared like the fight was going to happen. A lot of you out there were saying that was a cherry pick, that the fight to make is Andrade and Charlo. But ever since Charlo had that horrible fight with Montiel, dudes are changing their energy. All of a sudden, he could. I don't know. Charlo's not the same. I think Canelo will beat him this time. Whatever it is. All right. All of a sudden, Plant is their white and shining armor, ladies and gentlemen. All of a sudden, Caleb Plant, I guess, has the complexion for the protection now, I guess. You know what I mean? Check it out. Caleb Plant, a couple weeks ago, was a cherry pick. What do you mean Canelo wants to unify and become undisputed? He didn't do it at 160. All of a sudden, he wants to do it now because he's cherry picking Plant. All of a sudden, that all changed now. There's no agreement to the fight. So now the energy has changed. I'm glad a lot of you are on record saying the things you said. Because when this fight's official, I don't want to see another switcheroo. Keep the same energy. All right? And back up Plant 100%. Don't jump off the Caleb Plant bandwagon when he finally comes into his fucking senses, right? And takes that fucking money. I'm telling you right now. All right? I'm telling you right now. Look. A couple of things. Coppinger in his article actually put in the article. Every time I go back and I read a Coppinger article, there's always things that I missed the first time. He literally puts in the article that Al Heyman and PBC thought that they had the deal locked down, but then Canelo threw out this like last minute, condition. And in the 11th hour, the fight fell apart. How does Coppinger know that Al Heyman felt that way? Who did he ask? Did he ask Al Heyman himself? Did Al Heyman himself tell him? Did he ask Al Heyman, like the man himself? Did he tell him, hey, Coppinger, I thought I had it. And then, this thinking, like, these are things that the guy adds to his stories, and then people go out and they repeat them on Twitter and Instagram and YouTube, and they keep repeating it over and over again. There's people that walk around these streets thinking that that's like some shit that happened. Seriously. Just saying. Right now, Caleb Plant has literally lost. It's going to take Caleb Plant like 10 years of fighting to make what he lost not getting this Canelo fight. Canelo will make up for the $40 million. Oh, my God. He could make that up in one fucking fight. One fight and a quarter, he'll make it up. Y'all sounding ridiculous out here. Who lost more out of this? Plant. A couple weeks ago, Eddie Hearn said that he wants to fight on the zone. Understandable, because he works with the zone. He will get I would imagine, a cut, and so I could see why he wants it on the zone. And he made his argument, oh, there's too many pay-per-views. I don't know, we're in the market because of the pandemic, because of the pay-per-view. And so we know that the Zone wanted to host the fight. Fox, of course, since they have Canelo and Plant, right, or PBC mostly, wants to fight on Fox. It is true, all right, that Fox offered Canelo more money to fight Plant on their turf than if Plant fought him on the Zone. All right? Come to our turf and we'll pay you more. That's the fact. That's the truth. That's the $40 million offer. All right? It is true that is the highest guarantee that Canelo's ever had. But I want you guys to ask yourselves a question. Canelo's made as high as $35 million on the Zone already. Don't you have to offer Canelo more money to go to Fox? You're not going to offer the same amount of money to go to your turf. You can't offer him less, can you? The fact that this needs to be explained is laughable. Of course you have to offer him more to go to your turf. Now, according to reports, they were trying to get Canelo on a multi-fight deal. Canelo didn't want a multi-fight deal with PBC. He doesn't want one. But they were trying to get him on a multi-fight deal. If you look at the writing on the wall, the reality is Fox may stop boxing guys after this year. Or at least with PBC. They have a 1-year option. If they want, they can continue for another year. Or they can offer an extension. We don't know what's going to happen. So, of course, PBC is pulling up all the stops. Hey, they threw out $40 million offer to Canelo. Like, yo, they try to lock him in for a multi-fight deal. Because let me tell you something. A Canelo multi-fight deal would at the very least gotten them a 1-year extension. And everybody knows that. Now, I want you guys to ask yourselves a question. Is that Canelo's problem? No. That is not Saul Canelo's problem. That's not his problem. What is his problem is to him and himself. Never have I seen this. People are acting like Canelo said, I'm not going to fight Plant unless I get $40 million. It's not like Canelo said that. All right? It's just that Fox offered him more money than the Zone. That's it. So that's where they started the negotiations. If you don't think Canelo will take a pay cut to make a fight happen, you are out of your mind because Canelo's history shows otherwise. Saul Canelo Alvarez got lowballed by Floyd Mayweather and took $5 million guarantee because he really wanted to make that fight happen. Do you understand? He got lowballed, but he said, you know what? He took the pay cut, if you want to call it that, in order to make the fight happen. When Carlos Baldomir didn't make weight for their fight, when Canelo was still like he was like a titleist, kind of on the come up or whatever, right? On the undercard of Mosey, Sergio Mora, he told Baldomir, keep the 200,000, whatever it was, you keep that. Even though he had every right to take it. Canelo told him, you keep it. That's what he told him. When Saul Canelo Alvarez had a $35 million guarantee per fight with the Zone, and they weren't accepting his fights, right? The Zone was like, well, I don't know. That was a whole fucked up situation because the Zone was under the impression that they could pick the opponents because they were promised that by Oscar. But the Golden Boy contract that Canelo had with Golden Boy didn't say that. So it was a whole fucked up situation. That's why the whole thing broke off, right? But they were telling the Zone, according to reports, were telling Canelo, box a Conor McGregor, box a Masvidal, box your former boss, De La Hoya. Those are the premier type fights that are going to make you money. Canelo said no. Canelo said, I'm not going to box MMA fighters. And they're going to pay him $35 million to do that. He got out of that shit, right? Took it to litigation, got the fuck out of the Golden Boy, gave De La Hoya the fucking finger, and he told the zone, tell you what, I'll still do business with you, but I'm going to fight real fighters. I want to fight champions. I want to fight Callum Smith. And he made less than his original deal. The guarantee anyway. Off the back end, he ended up making that amount anyway. He fought Billy Joe Saunders. Packed the house. The guarantee was less, but he ended up making upwards of $35 million. $40 million's already a ballpark for Canelo, guys. This is not like some whole new stratosphere amount of money. It's in the ballpark. $10 million's not in the ballpark for fucking Caleb Plant. They put Peter Plant 3 times on free TV on Fox. Dude can't crack $1 million, bro. On Fox, bro. You're going to get $4 or $5 million no matter what on Fox. I'm sorry, you're going to get like $300,000-$400,000 no matter what the fuck's on Fox. Even if it's an infomercial. Half of that audience already there for you, brother. LT, how's it going? Toby, how's it going? New media today, how's it going, brother? H. Charlie, what's up? You need to understand. And by the way, shout out to Bruce Girls for being a member, supporting the channel. You guys are joining the channel. It's 99 cents a month to support the channel, support the movement. And I appreciate Bruce Goes for being a member. Much love. Jet out. Don't you guys see what's going on here? Am I crazy? Am I losing my mind, or is it just me? Don't you see what's going on? This idea, like when people are like, oh, but 40 million on this side. Okay, but you didn't come up with an agreement. You want Canelo to be at the mercy of Al Heyman and PBC. That's what you motherfuckers want. A lot of you don't want to say it, but that's what it is. That's why they say, oh, PBC's the A side, not Canelo. They're the ones bringing in the money. No, motherfucker. The one generating this shit is Canelo. They wouldn't offer him 40 million if they didn't think they were going to make a profit. Stop being stupid. This isn't charity, ladies and gentlemen, that they're giving Canelo. He's going to bring the people and the butts in the seats, all right? He's going to bring the people's butts in a fucking sofa to order the fucking fight because of Canelo. So they ain't giving him shit. But if you notice the language that is used, they use very controlling language. Oh, they're the A side. Oh, they call the shots. Canelo should just bend to their will. It's more than he could ever imagine. I saw people saying, oh, $40 million in Mexico goes a long way. Well, I got family in Mexico that make more money than half of y'all. Okay, I would shut the fuck up if I was you. All right, that's number one. It's not about money, guys. Canelo never came out and said, oh, if I don't get 40 million, I'm not going to fight Caleb Plant, guys. Do you really believe? Let me tell you guys something right now. If the zone gave Canelo a guarantee of 25 to 30 million with upside of the pay-per-view and subscriptions, right? And they gave Caleb Plant 10 million, do you really believe Canelo wouldn't say, okay, let's do it? When he's done that with other people? You don't think he would do it? Are you that dumb? PBC doesn't want Caleb Plant to go to the zone. They want Caleb Plant on Fox because they might lose their deal. BBC might lose their deal. They want the fucking. They're the ones desperate. They're the ones that need a big event. Don't you guys understand? Don't you see what's going on here? And just like when John the Roofer comes over, or I shout out to Joe Lopez, a kid says, well, sir, to fix your roof, that's going to be, $4,000. You give him $4,000. John pockets $4,000. All right, then what happens? A bunch of Mexicans show up to do your roof. You never see John the Roofer ever again. And those who's collect their $100 after the day's gone. You know what I mean? Picks them up at Home Depot and shit. Shows up. Those are the dudes that do your roof. That's what they want Canelo to show up and do all the fucking work. They want Canelo to be Captain Save-A-Ho or some shit. Captain Save-A PBC. Why do you think Al Heyman won't let Plant go get his money on the zone? Why do you think that is? And we got people over here that's just obsessed with the money, right? It's not about money. Of course, Fox has to offer more than the zone does. Otherwise, it defeats the purpose. But somehow we want to make it about Canelo. This is a wounded dog. But the way Al Heyman sees it is, well, if I don't get the Canelo fight, then I'll put Plant. I can make a fight date on Fox with Plant, or something. Maybe this will get him some publicity. Maybe Plant will get some good ratings on Fox. But I don't want him to go over. Like, I'm not gonna give Plant over to the zone. And what if he gets destroyed by Canelo? And that's one less champion I have to put on Fox. That's what this is about. That's what this is about, guys. And all Canelo is saying is, look, I'm not going to be at your mercy. All right? You want me to cross the street. You want me to come to your turf. Okay, first of all, I'm glad you offered me $40 million because you're going to have to offer me more than the zone is. That's number one. Second, here's the second part. I'm leaving work behind over here. Let me give you this analogy. If I was doing work for Nopal, okay, let's say Nopal was paying me $30,000 for a project, right? He needed to renovate his home, put some tiles, some new drywall, and some new windows, and you know what I mean, fix the back patio or whatever it is, right? It's going to give me $30,000, all right? But then some other dude hits me up. Now, I already know. I've already worked for Nopal. I know that money's a lock, okay? Then some other dude comes around. Some other dude shows up. And he's like, yo, D-Style, I heard you do some really, I heard you're the best at renovating homes. I want you to renovate my home. You know what? I'll give you $50,000. Like, damn. Holy shit. 50,000. Yeah, 50,000. Okay. Okay, cool. I'm going to have to tell Nopal, hey, brother, can get somebody else, bro, because I can't pass this up. You know what I mean? I understand you can't pay me that. It's cool. And then I go to this guy and I give him a contract. And in the details, it says, you got to guarantee me this money. Right? And then he gets mad at me and shit. What do you mean? Well, look. If 2 weeks before the renovation, I changed my mind, you didn't do any work. So, well, why should I pay you? Okay, but Nopal's paying me $30,000 for a job. I'm gonna leave that job so I could work for you. And if you just happen to change your mind or something happens, Nopal's going to hire somebody else. I'm not going to have that job. And I'm not going to have this fucking job. Then I make no money. I understand. I do it. Like, you got to give me a guarantee. A deposit of some sort. That's all Canelo wants. He just wants a guarantee, guys. That's it. I'm going to cross the street. I'm going to come to your turf. I'm going to come over here. Okay. Now, granted, here's the kicker and here are the details. All right. Canelo can make tens of millions on the zone in September. No matter who he fights, he can fight Better Beef, Bivol. He can box D-Style. Okay, he can get in the ring with A-Rod. Like Canelo's going to get tens of millions. It doesn't matter who he fights, right? He could fight MMA fighters, and the zone will give him $35 million, apparently. Okay, that's what they're offering him. Okay, he could box Masvidal, and they'll give the dude a lot of money, right? I just want you to put that in your brain. I want you to think about that. He could do whatever he wants, guys. He's going to make money. For him to agree to a fight with Fox, he's leaving money behind. And if Plant, well, what's stopping Plant from saying, "Oh, I'm depressed"? You know what? I'm not mentally there. I can't go in the ring with a guy like Canelo, but I'm not mentally there. I have a mental illness. I don't know if I could do this, guys. I need some time off. And the fight's canceled, and Canelo lost money. All right? Like, don't people understand this? Fox is the one that wants Canelo. Fox, PBC, they're the ones that want Canelo. They're the ones that need Canelo, quite frankly. Canelo doesn't need Fox. Canelo doesn't need Plant. He needs them if he wants to do Undisputed. Look, Canelo's only 30 years old, ladies and gentlemen. It's not like Canelo's this 39-year-old or 40-year-old that's at the end of his career, you know, and we have all these guys like holding them to this ridiculous standard, like, oh, he's never goes for Undisputed. Like, no, never did. Mayweather didn't either. Neither did Pacquiao. Y'all just, this is fake outrage, is what it is, right? He can wait for somebody else to beat Plant. Okay, he can wait for Plant to come to his senses. There's a lot of things he could do. There's no rule that says he's got to make the fight this September against Plant. There's no rule that says that. When have you heard of anyone in the history of boxing, and I'll wait, that collected all 4 belts in 9 months? When have you heard about that? He was going to try something unprecedented. But people acting like Canelo's been hovering in his career. You know, he's been on this campaign for 5 years and he's letting it pass by. Oh, he's got time. He's almost the same age as Plant. We got time, ladies and gentlemen. He can fight on the zone, make 25, 30 mil guaranteed. Let's go. He don't need to depend on Fox. He doesn't need to depend on Fox. What is it that people are pretending to not understand? It doesn't take a genius. It doesn't take a genius. I'm just saying. All right? What's next for each guy? What's next for Plant? If I was Plant, because for those, by the way, Plant's quotes on that Coppinger article are such bullshit, by the way. I don't give a fuck what anybody says, right? Oh, I was waiting for him to get married. Like, motherfucker, shut the fuck up. Okay, seriously, dude. What do you mean you were waiting for him to get married? I was waiting for him to do his TV show. I was waiting for this and that. I just want to fight. He said, I just want to fight. I just want to fight. I took my small offer of 10 million, and I just want to fight. I let him keep pay-per-view. I let him keep the gate. I let him keep the TV rights for Mexico. I let Canelo keep everything, and he doesn't want to fight me. I just want to fight. That's all I want. Motherfucker, 3 weeks ago, you were saying that you don't want to fight on the zone, and you want it on Fox. You were the one saying, let's do it on pay-per-view. You did. What are you talking about? But now Fox wants Canelo to be, the save-a-ho, right? Like, you want to come save PBC from potentially losing the fucking Fox deal, because that's what it is. That's why they're acting desperate as fuck, okay? And Canelo's simply saying, look, I got a paycheck here, If you want me to leave this paycheck, you better guarantee that check. It's not like Canelo saying, "Oh, yo, if I decide to pull out, you still got to pay me." It's not like he's saying that. Canelo's got time. Canelo's got time. He's been having time. Canelo will be all right. I'll just tell you guys right now. What can Canelo do next? Canelo can fight better beef, big fight. He'll make money. He'll make anywhere from 20 to 30, 35 million. Canelo's going to make money, guys. He's not desperate for money. Okay? Canelo's making like almost $1 million a month from his investments, guys. Money's coming in for he's good. But what he's saying is he's not a desperate man. It's not, I don't need to bend to your will. I don't need to be under the mercy. Okay? I don't need to be at the mercy of PBC. I don't. Why would he put himself in that position for? When he's the one in the position of strength. He's the one that's bringing everything. He has 3 of the belts. He's the draw. He's the big name. He's the legacy fight. He's everything. Why should he put himself at the mercy of PBC? And again, if we hear the language that is used by people, oh, Canelo, oh, these are the games Canelo's playing, and all this other dumb shit. What games is he playing? What games? What are you talking about? At the end of the day, all right, Canelo could fight Bivol, and I think that's a great fight. Canelo versus Bivol, really good fight. Canelo better beef, really good fight. Somebody said he could fight Rosado next. That's a good fight. Okay, he could fight whoever he wants, and he's gonna make money. I'm a fight fan. I want to see him fight the best possible fights. All right. That's point blank period. Skinny Kitty says, DStyle, why is it so important for Canelo to get this Plant fight? Why does this undisputed opportunity matter so much? Well, look, it's going to matter as much as it's going to matter. He wants to fight. He tried to make the fight, but they want Canelo, all right? They want Canelo to bend to their will. You see, the more I listen to a lot of these channels out here, that's what it's about. You know what I mean? The more and more I listen to these channels, it's about this Mexican fighter that is a boss, a real one, isn't acting like one, okay? And they want him to bend to the will of an entity. That's what it is. The more and more, and the more I listen to the language, the more I pay attention. It's about, well, Canelo, it's time for him to give in. And Canelo's already done his part to the sport of boxing, giving in. He's already done his part. He's already done his part. He's already taken that low offer against Mayweather because he understood what that meant for his legacy. He understood the rub he would get, win or lose or draw, out of a fight like that. Canelo's already told his own, look, I know you're telling me I'll make 35 million boxing MMA fighters and celebrity fights, but that's not what I want to do. And if it was about money, he would have just done that. How easy is that? Like boxing some UFC dudes for 35 million. And he said, I'm good. Fuck that bullshit. If that's what you want from me, I'm out. Right? I ain't going to be at your fucking mercy. He even took a quote unquote pay cut he took a pay cut as far as the guarantee. He took a pay cut from the guarantee to not be at motherfuckers' mercy. And if people want to point out, oh, he signed a 2-3 fight deal with Matchroom, it's his choice. He could do whatever the fuck he wants to do. You don't know the details of that contract, of that deal. It doesn't mean it's the same offer from PBC. It doesn't mean he needs to trust PBC. Just say. So Canelo's got time. Canelo's got time. At the end of the day, we're going to see Canelo has so many options, so many guys willing to fight him. Here on my channel, O'Hara called the father of Demetrius Andrade. He immediately said, "Yeah, we'll fight Canelo. We're ready September 18th, right?" Now, they were also asked if they would fight Plant, and they said, "No, we're not going to fight Plant. Well, we're friends with Plant. We're good friends with Plant. We're not going to go up with, and then we got to move up and wait to fight Plant, and like that's not fair. Like, well, why do you want us to do that?" But Canelo will do it like this, right? He's got options, guys. He's got options, a lot of options. But here's what I want to talk about. What are the options for Plant? Now that Canelo fight's off the table, look, I actually said this the other day. Let me say it again. Shout out to Shadow Ghost, by the way. Here's what I said. Plant should go to Al Heyman and ask him 2 questions. Question number 1. Do you believe in me? That's question number 1. Question number 2, or more like a request, I should say, not really a question. I want to go to the zone. I want to fight Canelo. I know I could beat him. If you really believe it anyway. Does Al Heyman believe in Plant? Does trying to lock in Canelo for a multi-fight deal sound like he believes in him? Doing everything possible to not make the fight on the zone. Does that really show you he believes in him? He needs to go Al Heyman and ask him, do you believe in me? Because I want to let me go. Al, let me go to the zone. Let me fight Canelo. Let me beat him. And I'll bring all 4 belts home to PBC. And after I beat Canelo, you could put me on pay-per-view. And I could save this deal for you. And we'll stay on Fox. Yawn. Let me tell you something. Al Heyman don't believe in Caleb Plant. And neither do none of you. If y'all really believed the bullshit you guys say, you would be in favor of him going to the zone, because you would be in favor, because first of all, Caleb's going to make $10 million on the zone too. His check don't change. He's still going to get 10 times he's ever made. And then plus what he gets on the back end, how it will skyrocket his career, how he would be the undisputed champion by in a legacy win, beating Canelo. Like, the upside of everything Plant gets is unbelievable. Whereas, let's be honest, when Canelo beats Plant, right, a lot of these same dudes are going to downplay the win. Okay? I already know you are. I already know the playbook. That's right, Punk. You can't win. He doesn't think he could win. None of you think he could win. That's why you don't want him. That's why you want him. You're already talking like Plant's not going to win. Stop capping. Stop shooting plants. Plants, oh my God. Blanks, which we're going to call plants now. You're shooting blanks, dude. Listen to what you guys are saying. Listen to the words that come out of these dudes' mouths. Like, well, Canelo's turning down a potential fight. Like he could fight Plant, and then Charlo, and then Spence, as if all that's guaranteed, right? Okay, I'm sure you're going to guarantee that, right? Right, sure. You guys are basically saying he's going to run the Plant. And you're basically saying he's going to run through Charlo, and you're basically saying he's going to run through Spence. Okay, you wouldn't even. It just try to picture like someone saying the following, like when Robert Guerrero was trying to get more money for the Mayweather fight. It's like if people would have said, "Come on, Guerrero, just do it. After that, you could fight Manny Pacquiao, because you would have a big win over Mayweather, And then like ain't nobody was talking like that. Nobody." You don't believe in Plant. That's why you're already talking about other fights after he's done with Plant. That's why you want him on a multi-fight deal. That's why Al wants him on a multi-fight deal. That's why Al doesn't trust him to go to the zone. He knows he's going to lose that IBF. He knows he is. Y'all know he is. Sinikini, of course, I don't know for sure. And I never said I know for sure. I know their contract is up this year with a possible 1-year extension, right? Which is Fox's call. And that's it. Now, whether it's cheap or not, I don't know what's cheap to you, but, paying prize fighters like Caleb Plant $700,000 to get abysmal ratings, I don't know if that's, a good way to spend money for them. Okay, for him to fight fucking Truax and shit. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, check it out. By the way, guys, hit my like button. Hit my like button. Hit my like button. Hit my like button, guys. Okay? Hit the bell so you're notified every time I go live. I'll be live tomorrow with Chief Bunky on his channel, by the way. So you guys make sure you tune in for Uncensored, and then I'll do the podcast. I'm working on some guests. I'm waiting on confirmation, which is kind of a hassle, but I'll see what I get. But I do have Roberto Diaz, the matchmaker of Golden Boy. He will be on. Okay. What's next for Plant then? If it's not that, if I was him, I would. That's what I would do. But Al doesn't trust Plant. Al knows Plant can't be Canelo, right? If Al was as confident in Plant, like a lot of you dudes out here shooting blanks, okay, he would have sent him to the zone to collect those belts. You know what I mean? Just like he sent Castano over to snatch that belt from Teixeira, right? Just like that. Okay, he would have done it. I'm just telling you guys right now. You didn't see none of this bullshit, right? When it came to Castano Teixeira, right? He's like, yo, Castano, go get that belt, brother. You know what I mean? Snatched it, brought it to PBC. Let's go. Right? I'm just saying, when you have faith in a fighter, you don't have a problem sending them to another network. If you know they can, if the ultimate goal to get something bigger is there, right? Fine boxing, okay, brother. Hold on. Do it now. You can do it now, Potato Boss. Andy Ruiz, that's another guy he sent over there. Look at what he did. He got the belts. How about this? Well, why don't they offer this to Canelo, right? If Plant beats you, the rematch has to be on Fox pay-per-view. Did they offer him something like that? This shit's crazy, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what people don't get. So what's next for Plant? It's only a matter of time before they throw Plant to the wolves. Okay? That's it. It's only a matter of time. Well, you think David Benavidez is going to wait there and be like, and be a team player? Like, yeah, well, I'm Team PBC, so I'm going to let Plant keep his belt. Like, nah, bro, he wants to become world champion again. That's what he wants. He wants to become world champion again. You got David Benavidez breathing down your neck, brother. Now imagine this. How much do you guys think Plant Benavidez get paid for their fight? Is it Fox pay-per-view? I don't know, maybe. They better deliver on a fight like that, by the way, on Fox or something, if they want to keep their deal. I can tell you that right now. If they keep putting on mediocre shit, Fox may scrap it. Who knows, right? He might fight Anthony Dirrell. Would it be hilarious if he loses to Anthony Dirrell? I think he should win that fight. He should win that fight. But I want you guys to remember something. Anthony Dirrell had a competitive fight against Yildirim. I just want you to think about that. The reason the WBC kept Yildirim as a mandatory was because he put up such a great fight against Anthony Dirrell. I just want you to think about that. I just want you to step back and think about it. Now, no Paul's saying 2.5 million, which, by the way, hey, if they get paid 2 million, 3 million, 4 million, whatever they get paid, it's good for them, and that's all good. But think of the level of risk and nowhere near the reward, Plant. But think of this. If he fights Canelo, beats Canelo, becomes undisputed champion, and then wins the rematch, because there would be a rematch clause, the level of stardom Plant would have, right? And just think about all the Mexican fans. Like, just think about it. Like, all the Mexican fans that are going to want, like, a Mexican to get back at him and beat him. And Benavidez is the one to go at him. What they would make, like, that's what I'm talking about, the back end. What you can make on the back end being the guy that dethroned Canelo Alvarez. You would become a bigger star. Afro Rican G, I appreciate it, brother. He says, you think Canelo versus Plant not happening? Maybe because Al really wants Canelo Benavidez? Maybe, but he can get that anyway. Who's Plant going to fight? Like, I guess he could fight Moriel, right? Risky fight. That's a dangerous fight. I guess he could fight Anthony Dirrell, Benavidez. They could only protect the dude for so long. There's other PBC fighters that want to be a champion as well. You know what I mean? It's going to take Plant like 10 years to make what he lost here. And that's just out of that one fight. I'm not even talking the back end stuff. If he fights Canelo and wins and loses in controversial fashion, he would still, like, he would grow as an entity, as a fighter. If Plant, who's a lot of you guys say he is, then he should fight Canelo, right? Now, people want to keep saying, oh, well, he said that he wants to fight, and they offered Canelo 40 million, so... Okay, but is he willing to go fight on the zone? That's the only question I want to know. I just want somebody to ask Caleb Plant, if you could still make your... Even if Canelo makes less money, I don't know what is it to you, but if he makes less money on the zone and Plant still makes the same, are you really against the fight being on the zone? That is a question that needs to be asked. Charlo might move up at some point. You're the only one in PBC with a belt, Plant. That's another risky fight. But I don't think you're going to get your money like that. So. Another point that I've been hearing people say is the following, and I don't follow, man. And I'm glad A-Rod said this. Why should these guys fight each other if Canelo is stuck in them? Look. I agree that the zone subscribers should be in favor of this fight being on the zone. Joe Lopez, absolutely. Payday. He lost payday. Look. I'm trying to understand, right? Let me see if I follow. So I want to make sure I follow here. Canelo is a fraud. He's a piece of shit. This is the type of shit I hear said about Canelo all the time, right? He's not in my pound for pound because I don't have cheaters in my pound for pound. I don't have duckers in my pound for pound. I don't even think he's that good. Okay? He's bad for the sport. All this shit, right? Over here. But then, but heavy is the hand that wears the crown. What do you mean these guys should fight each other? Canelo's the one that should be fighting all of them because he's a top name. Do you guys understand that both those things don't go? Like, if it's true that Canelo is doing everything in his power to avoid all the top competition, even though he's got the best resume out of anybody in boxing right now, okay, outside of a Manny Pacquiao who's been around forever, right? Outside of that, of any active fighter. But that aside, you expect me to believe that you're sincere when you say things like he's not even in your top 10 pound for pound, that he's not that good, that he's bad for boxing, but yet you're complaining that Canelo isn't fighting your favorite fighter? What do you care? If he's, then why don't these other guys fight each other, right? Supposedly, right? Why aren't you putting pressure on a Jamal, that is, to fight an Andrade and vice versa? Why they're just waiting on Canelo to do everything? They're all participating in the same sport. They don't want to take any risk to raise their stock at all. This is crazy. Well, why should Plant face Benavidez and vice versa? Why should they? They should get to wait for Canelo no matter what. Like, why does everyone need to wait on the guy you say you don't even have any top 10 pound for pound? A guy you say is a fraud and is really not that good. Yeah, he's just protected and yada, 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 right? Then why are you so concerned about Canelo fighting them then? Why are you going out of your way, like begging Canelo to fight them? So I just wanted to go ahead and put that out there. At the end of the day, if PBC wants Canelo services, they need to pay him more than his current partner, which is the Zone. Okay? Has a working relationship with the Zone. The Zone is giving this guy guaranteed money and he's making bank. Then if you want him over here, you got to pay him more. That's lesson number one. Lesson number two, what the fuck is Plant going to do now? What the hell is he going to do? Guys, Plant's almost 30 years old. And he hasn't done anything in the sport. I thought I owe Tank Davis an apology. Because I was out here saying that Tank Davis has to, compared to Plant, I mean, Tank Davis is like fighting some killers out here. Like, Mario Barrios is probably better than anybody Plant's ever fought. Ustaketi, I mean, it's debatable. I still think Mario Barrios is better. Okay? Leo Santa Cruz is better than anybody Plant's ever fought. Who are you going to compare to him? Truex? Plant might be the most shittiest champion in terms of his resume in boxing today. Okay? And we got dudes out here shooting blanks for the dude simply because they don't like this Mexican fighter out of Jalisco, Mexico. All right? That's all it is. That's what it is. Out here shooting blanks and shit. What? Like, I'm just saying, like the only reason I'm in favor of the fight because I want undisputed. That's why I want him to do it. But a lot of you are changing your energy. A lot of you were saying this guy was a cherry pick, and I don't think it's a cherry pick because he's a champion in the division. But if we keep it real, he's a weak ass champion. Okay? Tank Davis has fought way better opposition than Caleb Plant. So when I came out and I said, I think Davis must be one of the weakest champions in boxing, nah, Plant takes the cake. So we will see where everything goes for Plant. All right? We will see. Because I already know Canelo's going to have a big event. It's going to be a party, right? And he may not fight the guy you want him to fight, but I guarantee you it'll be a good fight. Like, I guarantee you it'll be, I could almost guarantee you whoever he fights will be better than anybody on Plant's resume. That is a lock. That's not a prediction, that's a spoiler. Plant, I don't know what the fuck Plant's going to do. I don't know for how long. I don't know how long I'm going to hold the IBF title hostage. I don't know how long that's going to work, man. But you know what? If I'm Canelo Alvarez, I don't negotiate with I don't negotiate with terrorists like that. You're going to hold hostage for me? I ain't going to do it. Simple as that. Like, I'm not going to do no hostage negotiations with you, brother. This is, what is it, Die Hard? Remember the movie Die Hard and shit? Well, what, Canelo's got to go to the building and go secure that fucking IBF belt, or what? He's got to get in a helicopter? Die Hard with a vengeance? Part number 5, motherfuckers. Right? Motherfucker, give me my belt. Give me my belt, my friend. I'm just saying. Plant's already going to he's going to become 30 years old. Before we know it, Plant's going to be 32, 33. He's going to start losing his reflexes. He's a fighter that depends on reflexes heavy, and he still gets hit more than a lot of you pretend he doesn't, right? This guy's going to have a fall from grace, man. It's going to be a sad story. Die Hard with a vengeance. Give me my belts, motherfucker. I will not give you your belts. I will keep it here. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. Canelo move on. I think he's going to fight Bivol. We'll see who he fights. And Plant will fight whoever he fights. I don't know who that is, but he's going to fight somebody, right? We will see. For Weekend G, it is a good movie. You know what I mean? I don't know what they want from Canelo. But that said, guys, I want to thank everybody that tuned in, of course. Hit my like button. Hit that bell. Hit the notifications. Hit all that we're notified. We have some big shows for you coming this week on the ATP Network. I want to thank everybody once again for tuning in. Just a lot to think about, a lot to unpack. You know what I mean? And one last thing I want to say. Just one last thing. When I make arguments here on YouTube and I explain how I feel about something, I'm just trying to be as objective as possible, right? So spare me the whole, like, oh, you only feel that way because you Mexican. Like, nah, dude. Like, how about I just feel this way and I'm basing it off of the evidence in front of me? Okay? Simple as that. As simple as that. That's all it is. This whole, like, oh, the only way I could have an opinion about Canelo being Mexican is being a negative opinion, right? Well, that shit ain't gonna fly. Look, not here anyway. You know what I mean? So look, puro pinche HCP, right? And HC, peace. I'm out. Peace.